In 1936, James Cleveland Owens won 4 Olympic gold medals at the Berlin Olympics. James Cleveland Owens sticks out in my mind because he's the first person in a litany of people who taught me what it takes to be exceptional even when you're different. People couldn't even get the man's name right. But today, in the world of track and field, the entire landscape is very different because of the work of James Cleveland Owens. Many times when you say the word diversity, what people think about is what they can see. And why they think about that is because we still haven't gotten beyond what we can see. However, what Jesse Owens and a lot of other people have taught me is that whenever you are the different one, there's some things that you have to do to be exceptional, to be the one. Just because we acknowledge privilege doesn't mean we agree with it, that we think in the long term it should be, that we're not doing anything to maybe impact it. It just is. So it takes me to my very first invitation for you, and that is to acknowledge what is. There's so many times when I'm working in organizations that I will hear people say things like, I don't see color. If you walked in this room and everyone had red hair, would you notice? Yes, and so if you say that you don't see color, it's kind of like lying, and we all know you are. So trust goes down. And we don't want trust to go down, we want trust to go up. And so simply acknowledge what is. You can be honest and kind. I talk to people and they go, oh, they just can't handle the truth. Well, no, when you're shooting it out of a Uzi. We think that if we're honest, then somehow we have to be mean. And on the flip side of that, if I'm kind, then I don't have to be honest. It's like, can we find that middle ground where I can put a little tact with my messages? The persistent challenges that we continue to have are because we haven't given much thought to it. I fundamentally believe that most people are not waking up every day trying to figure out how they can make your life miserable. I fundamentally believe that. Now, here's where I'm going to conflate issues a little bit. And I hate when people conflate issues, but I'm going to conflate issues. We have been talking about the circumstances, right? And how all of us can make the circumstances better. But there's this other thing that sometimes we don't talk about. You see, Jesse Owens, it would have been nice if we could have made the circumstances perfect for him, wouldn't it? Would have been fantastic. Jesse Owens wouldn't have 4 Olympic gold medals in 1936 if he needed perfect circumstances. And that's where accountability comes. If I put fleas in a glass, they'll all jump out. But if I put fleas in a glass and I put a lid on that glass, the fleas will jump up and hit their bodies against that lid really hard until they realize that it hurts and there's a lid there. Once I have 100% compliance and the fleas are jumping just below the lid, I can take the lid off. And the fleas will never jump out of the glass. Do they have the ability? Yeah, but they don't. But here's the most amazing thing about learned helplessness. That's what this phenomenon is called. Even the offspring of these fleas will never jump out of the glass. Sometimes there are real obstacles. Other times they're just ones we're imagining. Other times they're just ones we're imagining. So first things first, be certain the lid is off. If you have the ability, every last one of us in some area of our lives, we have power and privilege. We must make sure the lid's off. But now, sometimes the lid's going to be on. And if it is, and you happen to be the different one, if you are unorthodox, you must be exceptional. I can walk into a manufacturing plant with a pink skirt. But guess what? I better be darn good at what I'm doing if I'm not going to follow the social norms. Because all things being equal, we just like to pick people who are like us. And if you're going to be all different, don't come being all different and all average. You all have been fantastic. Thank you.